Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. When you have listened to and read the story, if you liked it, please leave a meaningful comment with your thoughts and feelings about it. If you would like to have a story from a specific genre, say a mystery, a thriller, a horror or science fiction story, whichever, please leave a comment and let me know the type of thing you would like. Thank you. Short story 297, The Great Biscuit Caper. Intermediate. In the quiet town of Crumbleton, there was a peculiar bakery called Buns and Biscuits. It was famous for two things, its delicious biscuits and its quirky owner, Mr. Crumble. Mr. Crumble was an eccentric old man with a bushy white beard and a collection of colourful hats. He was also known for his rather unconventional baking methods. One sunny afternoon, Mr. Crumble decided to create a new type of biscuit. He called it the Giggle Biscuit. These biscuits were supposed to make anyone who ate them laugh uncontrollably. Mr. Crumble was excited about his new creation and couldn't wait to share it with the townspeople. The next morning, Mr. Crumble opened his bakery as usual. The aroma of freshly baked biscuits wafted through the air, drawing customers to the shop. Among the first customers was Mrs. Potts, the town's nosiest neighbour. She bought a batch of Giggle Biscuits, eager to try them out. As soon as Mrs. Potts took a bite of a Giggle Biscuit, she burst into laughter. She laughed so hard that she had to sit down on a bench outside the bakery. Other customers looked at her cautiously and then decided to buy the biscuits too. Soon the whole town was filled with the sound of laughter. News of the Giggle Biscuits spread quickly, and people from neighbouring towns came to Crumbleton to try them. One such visitor was Detective Smarts, a serious and no-nonsense man who was intrigued by the laughter epidemic. He decided to investigate. Detective Smarts entered Buns and Biscuits and found Mr. Crumble busy baking more Giggle Biscuits. "Good morning, sir. I'm Detective Smarts. I've come to see what all this laughter is about," he said, showing his badge. "Ah, welcome. Would you like to try one of my Giggle Biscuits?" Mr. Crumble offered with a grin. Reluctantly, Detective Smarts took a biscuit and nibbled on it. At first he felt nothing unusual, but then a wave of giggles bubbled up from inside him. He tried to hold it back, but soon he was laughing just like everyone else. "This is highly unusual," he managed to say between fits of laughter. The detective spent the rest of the day trying to find out what made the Giggle Biscuit so special. He watched Mr. Crumble bake, examined the ingredients, and even took some biscuits back to his lab for testing. No matter what he did, he couldn't figure it out. It wasn't long before Mr. Crumble's bakery was on the news. Reporters from all over came to interview him about his magical biscuits. Mr. Crumble enjoyed the attention and loved seeing people happy. One day, a journalist asked Mr. Crumble, "What's the secret ingredient in your Giggle Biscuits?" Mr. Crumble winked and said, "It's a secret." He then put on one of his colourful hats and danced a little jig. But the truth was, even Mr. Crumble didn't know why the biscuits made people laugh. He just enjoyed baking and wanted to share his joy with others. Eventually, the laughter epidemic settled down, but the Giggle Biscuits remained popular. The townspeople of Crumbleton always had a good supply of them in hand for when they needed a good laugh. And as for Detective Smarts, he visited the bakery every week. He never solved the mystery, but he decided that sometimes it was better to enjoy life's little quirks rather than trying to explain them. In the end, Mr. Crumble continued to bake his delightful treats, and the town of Crumbleton remained a happy, giggly place. And every time someone bit into a Giggle Biscuit, they remembered that sometimes laughter really was the best medicine. Vocabulary notes: peculiar, strange or unusual, Example, in the quiet town of Crumbleton, there was a peculiar bakery called Buns and Biscuits. Similar words, strange, odd, unusual, quirky. Aroma, a pleasant smell. Example, the aroma of freshly baked biscuits wafted through the air. Similar words, scent, fragrance, smell, odor. Epidemic, a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease or phenomenon in the community at a particular time. Example, he decided to investigate the laughter epidemic. Similar words, outbreak, spread, surge, wave. Intrigued, interested and curious. Example, Detective Smarts, a serious and no-nonsense man, was intrigued by the laughter epidemic. Similar words, fascinated, interested, captivated, curious. Reluctantly, unwillingly or hesitantly. Example, reluctantly, Detective Smarts took a biscuit and nibbled on it. Similar words, hesitantly, unwillingly, grudgingly, cautiously. Fits of laughter, uncontrollable bursts of laughter. Example, he tried to hold it back, but soon he was laughing just like everyone else. Similar words, bursts of laughter, laughter outbreaks, laughter eruptions, laughter episodes. Eccentric, unconventional and slightly strange. Example, Mr. Crumble was an eccentric old man with a bushy white beard. Similar words, quirky, unconventional, odd, unusual. Quirks, unique or peculiar traits. Example, he decided that sometimes it was better to enjoy life's little quirks rather than try to explain them. Similar words, peculiarities, idiosyncrasies, oddities, traits. Example sentences using similar words. Peculiar. The strange sound coming from the attic made everyone curious. She wore an odd hat that drew everyone's attention. Aroma. The scent of freshly baked bread filled the room. The fragrance of flowers made the garden inviting. Epidemic. The outbreak of laughter at the party was contagious. There was a surge of interest in the new bakery. Intrigued. He was fascinated by the magician's tricks. The curious cat followed the mouse through the garden. Reluctantly. She hesitantly agreed to join the game. He unwillingly handed over the last piece of cake. Fits of laughter. The joke led to bursts of laughter among the group. Their laughter outbreaks were heard throughout the building. Eccentric. The quirky artist painted her house bright pink. His unconventional style made him a trendsetter. Quirks. Her peculiarities made her a memorable character. He had many idiosyncrasies that his friends found endearing. Story written by Copilot AI. Image created by Designer AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.